Hey guys, we're getting towards the official end of the semester, which is supposed to be early May. I've kind of lost track of the actual date. I just wanted to give some reassurance to you guys. Some of you guys have been able to get a bunch of work done, kind of trying to, knock it out as soon as possible and have it off your plate, which I completely understand. Others of you haven't been able to get to much of it at all. Everything along that spectrum, from almost done to haven't started yet to some things are going okay and other things you haven't even looked at. It's totally fine. I do want to raise one issue as we're getting towards the end of the official semester. I am happy to give you an incomplete if you need more time. If you want to extend into the summer and get the work done when things get a little bit calmer for you, that's completely fine. But I do want you to consider that taking an incomplete can have some impacts outside of our class. So if you're on financial aid, it can impact that. If you're on academic probation, it can become an issue for you. So if you're thinking at this point that it's looking like you won't be able to get all the work done for our class by, I think, May 6th, we have some leeway. Like, I think I have to submit grades on the 13th. So if you can get it done before then you're okay. If you're going to need longer than that and need the incomplete, we should talk about all those issues for you and just make sure that it's not going to mess things up. Because the other option is, I can figure something out. I can grade you off of the work you've done so far if that's going to be better for you. So I really just, if you're on the fence, can't decide, aren't sure what to do, absolutely let me know and we'll talk about it. I've posted some additional resources for you, things to read, things to look at if you need help, just some reminders about where to find assignments and how to get the work done. Mostly, I just wanted to make this video and have a little bit of contact with you, even if it's only virtual, because I thought of you guys the other day. I was sitting at my kitchen table just feeling bad at everything, like that I was not doing a good enough job being your teacher, that I was not doing a good job attending to my children and their homeschooling I'm supposed to be doing, that I wasn't, like keeping the house together well enough, that I just wasn't meeting any of the demands. And my kids were just feeling really low about not being able to leave the house and just under a lot of psychological strain. And I can't really fix it for them, and as a parent, that's pretty rough. And I found myself kind of starting to cry just sitting at my table. And I suddenly heard the voice of my father, who's a really good guy. But when I was a kid, he used to do this thing where if we were crying, he would say, "Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about." And every time we'd be like, "I don't need something to cry about. I have something to cry about. That's why I'm crying." And I wondered why that particular phrase was coming back to me at this point. And I think what it was is that I found myself saying to myself, knock off the crying. Lots of other people have it worse than you. You've got a lot of things going for you. You've got a paycheck coming in. Your husband's got a paycheck coming in. Your kids are healthy. We're all healthy. We're home together. We've got rewarding work. Lots of people are struggling way more than you are, Sarah. So pull it together. And I think that's a common theme with a lot of us. That even when it seems like, okay, like it's not that bad right now, I should be able to get my work done. Like, what's wrong with me? The fact that I can't get whatever task is in front of me done, or the fact that I just feel anxious and depressed all the time and just non functional, or I get little bursts of being able to do something and then that's it, and you feel like a failure, that's normal. And if you feel like crying, go ahead. You do have something to cry about. This situation is disastrous for everybody. Some of you are under incredible external strain. Some of you may feel like you're not, but we all are. So cut yourself as much slack as possible. I struggle with this myself. I have a tendency to think if I'm not being useful, if I'm not working, if I'm not helping people as much as possible, then what's the point of me? And I've been working really hard to accept the idea that even under normal circumstances, none of our worth comes from what we do. We are worthy human beings just by virtue of being human beings. So whatever you can get done is great, but it doesn't mean you're a better person on a day that you get things done than on a day that you don't, or a day that you're feeling pretty good versus a day that you feel like you can't get out of bed. So please just know that I'm telling you that as somebody who struggles with that. And you're going to do the best you can. I know you are. You guys have done the best you can all along. The best that you can generate right now might not feel good enough to you, but it's good enough for me. So stay with it as best you can. Please just be in contact with me, even if it's just to tell me, like, look, I'm overwhelmed, I'm swamped, I can't even begin to touch any of this work right now. That is completely understandable. So we will sort it out. This is not going to derail you. If you have educational goals and this class is a part of them, we'll get you there. So just don't make any judgments about yourself based on how you're doing right now, because this is not normal. And to expect yourself to behave normally and to generate work normally, it isn't fair. So I give you permission to cry. You've got something to cry about. On the days you're feeling good, great. You've got something good to feel good about. So do what you can. I know that's not going to be the normal amount. Please know I'm thinking about you guys. I miss you every day. I miss hearing your voices. I miss hearing your laughter. I miss seeing, the thoughts that you're generating, your curiosity. And I'm sorry I can't make it completely right. But stay in touch and be well, be safe, and take care of yourselves.